So, why actually, Viber came like the WhatsApp at platform, and well, we can use that thing with our contact details and contact number. You have the smartphone, you can have the contacts, and you can share the ideas with that contacts using the Viber platform. But nowadays, not much more use the Viber than the WhatsApp because now actually we know WhatsApp is the most popular and most user-friendly type of messaging chatting app in the world. All people know about that. All people use that thing. Actually, we share the PDFs and the materials of the education things also. Academical materials also using the WhatsApp nowadays. So WhatsApp actually very good app than Viber, but Viber also have that type of facilities. Sticker sharing emojis are there, and texting, calling, all the things are there. But nowadays, actually, not used much more than WhatsApp. That's the point. And you know, EMO, okay, so it's actually very old one, and WhatsApp and Viber. So actually, 2007 type one. And very that also networking one. Okay, networking usage, selective, not usage. Before that thing, we have discussed what thing. How who's the founder of this AMO? So founder is Georges Herrick. Georges Herrick. Sorry, Georges Herrick. Georges. Okay, just Herrick. Georges Herrick is the founder. But usage is also same like the WhatsApp. We can use the contact number and contact details with social media, smart device. Okay, but have a problem. What is the problem? Some privacy problems are there. Privacy problems. Why the privacy problems come? Actually, sometimes it's actually use our contact details, sometimes illegal. Okay? It share our contact number to other parties, and we can see that the problem in the platform. So that is the problem. That is the point. Much more popular than the Viber and the WhatsApp because most of the people don't use emo because of this reason. Some security problems are there. Security problems are there. And security problems actually problem for the users. So they don't use that thing and they don't like to use that thing because it's a some kind of sensitive thing. That So all people have privacy, and this app misuse that privacy is not a good thing. No? So most of people don't trust now the IMO thing. Okay. Now we discuss already what are the things. Facebook, okay. Mm. Instagram, okay. Okay. Viber, okay. WhatsApp, okay. Okay. And YouTube also. Okay. Imo also there. That's the point. So think about that idea. Okay. Facebook okay, Instagram okay, Viber okay, WhatsApp okay, YouTube okay, Imo, IMO also okay. So yeah, one, two, three, four, five, six are there. Another four we have to discuss. Okay, LinkedIn there, LinkedIn, LinkedIn. 2006, and the category is a networking, and this company blog system is there. Who's the founder? The Wade Hoffman. Wade Hoffman. And what is the usage of this LinkedIn job? If you're looking a vacancy about any other company or something, LinkedIn actually support for that idea. LinkedIn actually a job oriented base. Uh, it has so many companies, so many CEOs portfolios are there. So many companies, CEOs portfolios are there. Company profiles are there. If you're searching a company is searching some that type of CEO's name or in that, you can find out the profile in there, and you can find out the contact numbers, contact details, address, email address, and the branches of that company or something. That type of very good advantage type things in there. So LinkedIn using for what thing? So it's like a job oriented one. So we use that thing uh, for finding out the type of company and profiles and the professionals details that they took working into so that type of things. We can search that thing in the LinkedIn and it's really helpful for you to find out proper places to work. Okay, that's the thing. And the sixth one, okay. After that thing, site is there. Site, the next step. Site actually the year, year. Actually 2003, actually very old one, 2003. The category was networking, networking category. And next one, the founder is actually Nicholas Senstro. Nicholas Les Senstro. Nicholas Senstro. Nicholas Senstro. Uh, and the usage of this. Actually, this is the first ever mobile, actually, video calling in the world. So years before that thing, they try to develop a video calling system, not like this type of app. But this is the most first ever app to develop a video calling app. So nowadays we use that thing for sharing our ideas. During that Corona time, some people, some teachers use that thing to teach something to the people, education platform usage, and some international interviews. Sometimes we can do some interviews in there, and you can use this app to share your ideas with your close ones the face-to-face idea video calling, no? And sometimes we can share some messages also in the app. So that's good thing. Nowadays, all the and WhatsApp also have a video calling. Nowadays, we don't use this one only for video calling because we have other apps also that facility. So, but this is the first ever one. It's a really important one for that thing. Now, we finish Patti. Facebook okay, Instagram okay, WhatsApp okay, Viber okay, Imo okay, YouTube okay, LinkedIn okay, Skype also okay, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, Viber 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right? Yeah, that thing is there. And after that, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, Viber, Imo, YouTube, LinkedIn, Skype. Uh, what are the other things? Things was there, right? Skype also there, right? YouTube also there. I'm on Viber, WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Twitter, good one. Now it's definitely Twitter now. You know, uh, Twitter now owned by Elon Musk. No? So Elon Musk changed the Twitter name for X. Now it's not Twitter, it's X. X. Okay. So Twitter. Firstly, year Twitter year 2000 actually 6 year old one. And Twitter category. Category. Twitter category also blogging area also there and networking also there. This person Jack Dorsey. Jack Dorsey firstly owned by the Twitter. Jack Dorsey. But now recently I told you. Now the owner is Elon Musk. Elon Musk have that SpaceX thing, no? So automatically that now it's not Twitter, it's Twitter, not Twitter, it's X actually. So think about that type. Usage is fun. Actually, usage. Twitter actually firstly introduced as a fan-based platform actually. And firstly, the Britney Spears, that very famous European singer, is the first celebrity using the Twitter to control the fan base idea. But I think it's actually worked. So nowadays you can see uh, most state leaders, cricketers, and politicians, actors, actresses using Twitter, Twitter X, to share their international type opinions and international type ideas to society. It's actually international based idea. Elon Musk tried to empower that thing than the Facebook because Elon Musk is a multi-billionaire, was richest person on the time. Okay, so think about. And now it's not only a fan based handling idea. It can share the ideas. It can share the photos. Some video clips are there. Just text are there. That's the point. Ninth one. Okay. And then after that, now Instagram okay, Facebook okay, WhatsApp, Viber, Imo also okay, YouTube okay, Skype, LinkedIn. Now the Twitter also okay. And now use Zoom. Think about Zoom. Zoom comes actually in 2000, actually 11, 16, that time period, actually 2000. No, actually 2016, that idea. No, let's stick, yeah, 2011, that idea. Okay, 2011. but it's not like not much more popular. But after that, that Corona things and other things comes. Online education, online management system, online meetings, all the things comes overcomes. Automatically, Zoom platform actually getting upgraded. So year actually after 2011, huh? After 2011, is there. Then the category of that thing, the category of that thing. Uh, actually, is network. You know about that thing. Some logging actually meeting type idea and found Eric you you say you know how also use Zoom. Why we use Zoom? Why we use Zoom? Zoom actually a good platform for sharing meetings, gathering people, organize people, and educational things we can do in here. It's a good thing, and we can share the screen, share the our works, and we can gather the people. And without any barriers, all people can come and join for this type of sessions. And we use links and we use profiles for this thing. And now the actually Zoom, some packages also there. And mostly normally people can use Zoom, but if you want to use that thing in an academical way, you have to use another Zoom accounts for that thing, packages for that thing. And you can gather so many people, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, 10,000 people also we can gather according to our system. So think about that thing. So Zoom is a good platform nowadays we can use. So that's the idea. That's the idea. So I will discuss 10 apps in here that was usage with the category. And the founders also I told you why I tell this all the things for you. Most of the use WhatsApp, but they don't have that. Yeah, most of the people use this thing. Okay, most of the people use TikTok. TikTok developed by ByteDance company in 2016. Okay, but they don't know develop. Who developed that thing? Okay, using why you know the that's what they don't know who developed that thing. Actually, it's more for the common knowledge, for your common knowledge. Sometimes they ask about who developed this thing. But according to that thing, if you don't develop this thing, still sometimes a problem. So think about that thing. So if they ask for the common knowledge about the question, it's really helpful for you. And please try to understand these founders, usages, and the years and that ideas. Okay. 10 laps are there. Okay, most useful apps and mostly we use that type of apps nowadays. Okay, think about it. Now it's fully over the fourth lesson, fully over the fourth lesson, fully chapter close. But you have to study that now. The few weeks we describe all the points in here: traditional media, mass media, new media, and the social media. All of the things are there. All the things we discussed in here. Okay. Now, the next lesson, fifth lesson, fifth lesson. What is the fifth lesson actually? Culture and impact. Culture and the media impact of media or media impact. Okay, culture and the media impact. Now we have so many media. Already discussed about media. One is traditional media. Where we know. Next type is mass media that we use in media. Then we now can use social media. This impact of media depend on this one, okay, mass media. After that, new media, social media also affect for some type of cultures. But mostly mass media affect to this thing. Mass media affect for this thing, correct? So mass media affect for this thing. So I send a PDF for your WhatsApp group, and this is the tool for that thing, okay? And, just we can discuss the few points of this uh, lesson, not all the things today. Okay. Firstly, we have to understand what is a culture and why we call it a culture. That's the thing. For the first page, please go for that PDF and get the idea. In the first page of that thing, what is a culture? Sorry, culture. Okay. People say many things about the culture. Cultural, culture, cultural defects, cultural events. These days, actually, Ramadan things are ongoing, fasting period. No? That also cultural thing. After the Shivaratri things comes, Taipongal things comes, that Tamil Hindu culture. That also cultural living. Uh, After things comes for that Easter thing, comes for that Catholic people, that also cultural thing. And Sinhala and Hindu, everywhere things comes, that also cultural thing. So culture is that type of very unique and very colorful thing. Huh? Think about that thing. So what is the idea about the culture? Think about before that thing. Before that thing. Okay? That understand this all things depend on the communication. Things depend on communication. All things depend on communication. Mhm. Communication can develop what thing? Communication can develop what thing? Relationships. Okay? And relationships can develop what thing? The society. Okay. So communication is the first thing. Communication you have to know. If you know the communication, okay, if you know the communication, you can develop the relationships. Okay. It's really helpful to develop that thing, the society. So countries, villages, all over the world also now actually a connection relationship. So all things depend on the communication. Communication develop the relationships. Relationship develop the society. So all things depend on the communication after that. So culture also depend on what thing? Society development. societies developed. After you can see, not only one society. So many societies interconnected with one ideas using communication. You can automatically see that culture is there. So culture depend on the society development. That society develop called the relationships. The relationship depend on the communication. So culture depend on what thing automatically? Communication. So communication can develop the culture. That's the thing. Okay? According to this point, read with me. That passage is here. Read with me. What is a culture? Culture simply, simple point is there. Culture simply distortion in a state of recovery. You have to highlight that point. Distortion in a state of recovery, that's the point. Culture is something that affect the development of society. See, I told you. According to society development, we can see the culture, and culture depends on the communication. That's the point. There has been a huge change from a village to a country due to a culture. I told you recently. I told you this. What I think. Communication, relationship will the society, societies can build the culture, so automatically country, village, province, all are connected. The ideas, so all things depend on communication. Culture can develop, countries, other things also. So today's culture is a much more complicated than the past culture. That's the point. Past culture is something that means that traditional culture. Okay, traditional culture is there. Traditional cultural ideas there. Traditional cultural ideas there. Traditional culture after the technological development and after the technological upgrades, after that we can see mass culture is there, media culture is there, global culture is there. So many cultural ideas are there. So that's why at this point in here, much more complicated than the past cultures. Actually, now culture is not only a simple, it's a technical upgraded idea. But the past cultures have simple needs, simple requirements, simple things. So that culture is not a very complicated one. It's dependent on simple needs and requirements. That the culture is built on recent I told you, culture is built on relationships. Relationships are built on communication. Therefore, it can be said that everything can be decided on the basis communication. Think about that. So that's why I firstly at this point for you. Communication is there. Communication develop the relationship. Relationships can develop society. Society can develop the culture. That's the point. Okay. And another thing, when culture is associated with history, the original meaning of this word is given lacking. Recently, we discussed about that in the communication, second lesson, communication, how it comes actually. Firstly, there's a word in Latin, it's called munis. What is munis? Lot of things. Lot of things. That's what thing. English word common. It means general things. So munis plus common, you can say a word like munis. Okay. At the same idea we can see, same time we can see in the culture also. Culture word is there. Think about the point. Culture word is there. Culture comes in Latin word. There's a Latin word in there. Cultus is the word. Cultus. Cultus is the word. Cultus. Cultus. Okay. Some people, I search sometimes cultus. It's not wrong. I mean, cultus has become a culture. Cultus. Some become a culture. Or cultus has become a culture. Think about it. So cultus, that's the word is cultus. Cultus meaning is what? Cultus meaning is what? Planting something, mm, something, cultivating. That is the point. Okay. So, uh, planting, moving, cultivating, ideas. Think about that. So when the idea is comes meaning of this word is given by Latin. So cultus means is there. Cultivation, restoration, or planting ideas there. Now we use the word is culture. Culture is also one thing. This planting ideas, growing ideas, cultivating ideas. Ideas are not the actual trees or something. Listen, ideas like cultus is the meaning. Now we use culture in the European way, culture. Culture is the same idea about the that thing, not trees, actually uh, ideas, ideas, okay, uh, ideas, sometimes ideologies, knowledge, that type of words are there. Think about that. So the word culture is the pursued by Marcus Process Cato. The firstly, who introduced this word, the word. The word culture is first used by Marcus Process Cato. Culture word. Marcus, Marcus, yes, Cato. Marcus Process Cato used the culture word, like what thing? Agriculture. That's why that planting things comes for this side, agriculture. Agriculture. Okay? Agriculture. After that, it becomes a social word in the Roman era. Roman era. In the Roman era, it becomes common spiritual type ideas. We can social word. Okay? Highlight that thing. Huh? Marcus Process cut off, please highlight. Agriculture idea also please highlight. Okay? It becomes a social word. That's the point. It becomes an element that people use very closely with behavior. After that, another person we can see Marcus, okay, Marcus Tullius Cicero, not Caesar, Marcus Tullius Cicero, Marcus Process, right? So culture is spiritual, is a human thing. Actually, he says agriculture idea. Cicero says it's a spiritual idea. Spiritual idea. Okay, it's a human thing. He was able to build an intelligence conversation between each. According to absolutely tech teachings. Okay, teachings. The word culture was first used. Okay, as a concept in the 17th century. Highlight that. So the first person who used the culture word is Cato. Next person Cicero. Next person who this Samuel Pufendorf is the person. Samuel Pufendorf is the person in 17th century. 17th century, old one. 17th century. Samuel Pufendorf. Okay. A German lawyer, Samuel Pufendorf is a German lawyer and recognized the culture as the result of the human handcrafts. The effects of the artificial activity sometimes that are prohibited. Okay. Firstly, the result of the human handcraft. Sometimes some people can understand this one actually as a natural one. But sometimes we can see the human effects in the artificial one. So sometimes the culture is a natural one. Sometimes the culture becomes an artificial one. That's the point. Natural and artificial point is there. Okay. And many scholars in the world have defined the concept of culture. All of them are the ideas that have developed over the centuries. Okay. There are three main scholars that we can see. Those are the ones below. So first, please understand culture idea is planting, growing, okay, restoration or cultivating ideas. That's the point. And Marcus Cassius Cato, the first person who used this culture word in agriculture, after that Marcus Cicero is there. Cicero used this word as a spiritual one. Okay. After that, this Samuel Pufendo is a German lawyer. He developed idea in 17th century. Culture sometimes is a natural thing, sometimes it's an artificial thing. That's the point. Okay? Let's see this. Three scholars after that thing we can see. After 17th century, okay? After 17th century. After 17th century, this scholars' ideas comes, okay? After 17th century. Firstly, 18th century, we can see a scholar idea with a scholar name, E.B. Tyler. E.B. Tyler. Tyler. Tyler developed idea according to the cultural ideas. Next one, 19th century. B. Malinowski developed another culture ideas. Next one, 20th century. Okay. Joseph Dominic. Dominic. Think about that thing. So, few people are there, okay? 17th century, Samuel Pufendorf is there. 18th century, E.B. Tyler is there. 19th century, B. Malinowski is there. 20th century, Joseph R. Dominic is there. These three people have three different publications to express this idea. Okay, just like this, we have discussed these definitions of acting up. E.B. Tyler published in 1861 primitive culture book, okay? Primitive culture. To express his idea in 1861, according to this primitive culture book, okay? It has that humanity and social ideas based on, okay? Hmm. Next person, Malinowski published idea in 1944. Idea that book is scientific theory of culture. 1944 means after First World War and after First World War and during the Second World War time period. This thing depends on the industrial idea with technical social development. That idea is there. Okay. 20th century next one, Joseph Dominic's idea is there. Joseph Dominic's developed a report 2010 in 2010. Okay. A report is dynamics of mass communication. Okay. This report indicate demonstrate one thing. Scientific, okay, complicated ideas, complicated ideas about the culture. That's the point. Think about that. Yeah. So culture is a planting something, growing something, or cultivating ideas, and distortion is there of without. That is the point, basic point about the culture. Culture comes with the Latin word cultus. Cultus meaning is cultivating, growing, planting that idea. So that in we can say culture. Okay. And after that, some people try to explain the culture thing like, firstly, the Greek era, the Marcus Procius Cato. He used culture word firstly for the agriculture idea. Secondly, the Greek era, Marcus Tullius Cicero used this culture word as a spiritual format idea. In Latin, actually, Julius Caesar also used this idea as a he also dictated ideas and their emperor. No? He also tried to develop another culture, unique culture for their planning, their ruling time period. So that God believes, respect that idea was also add for that thing. But after that thing, 17th century, that century is the first time culture word using as an academic way in a book in the publication. So academically who developed this idea first is 17th century Samuel Pufendorf. Samuel Pufendorf developed this idea. After that, 18th century. 18th century primitive culture book published by E.B. Tyler. E.B. Tyler developed a cultural idea with social and humanity ideas. Secondly, Malinowski developed a cultural idea with scientific theory of culture concept, and it actually based on the industrial ideas and the social development because it's actually first world and during that second world time period. Our 2010 The new idea comes dynamic of mass communication report with the Joseph Dominic's ideologies. It indicate and demonstrate what thing? The complexity and the difference scientific idea about the culture. That's the point. Okay, so that's the idea. So next week we can discuss about that definitions that the scholars develop according to the cultural ideas, culture concepts, and after that thing we can discuss about the how the cultures developed and what are the society types, and we have discussed about the socialization idea also after that thing, and how the socialization idea really helpful for develop the societies. That kind of things we can discuss in next week. And we start up 2028 classes in the March second week in all the centers that I had. And if someone, if anyone want to know, anyone want to join with us, please share this note for that people. And anyone want to connect to join with this fast tracking idea, revision idea for the online, please share that this news for that people. And any doubts you have about the lessons, about the points, please put a WhatsApp message for me. And out of that thing, you can get an idea about that thing. Okay. And we put the recordings for the YouTube and we send the links for you. We share the links. And if someone can't join this time, that's 5 to 7, please go for that recording and watch that thing and again get the points about that thing. So that's the idea. So next week we discuss about the culture next points, types, and the socialization and the definitions of the scholars of these culture concepts. So thank you for coming. Thank you for joining with us. And see you next time, next week, uh, 5 to 7 Friday for the next part of the culture lesson in 12th syllabus, fifth lesson. Thank you. Good night for all. I'm Rajitha Niro. We are Media Sunny.